Just learned from police this morning that the car stolen during the invasion was found on Tuesday. I also have new information from the victims about what happened that traumatic morning, how the robbers got in, and what they did inside. It's under 20 days away until Election Day, and President Biden is spending the day in Pennsylvania. Biden is scheduled to host a fundraiser for Democratic Senate candidate John Fetterman later today. That's right, Ava. The Phillies are heading into Game 3 tonight with a 2-0 series lead against the Diamondbacks, but let's talk about that home field advantage here at Temple University. Students are currently able to get testing done here at Morgan Hall. However, the university plans to end asymptomatic testing next month. Fetterman and gubernatorial candidate Josh Shapiro are set to make their return to Philadelphia with Biden on October 28th for the third annual Independence Dinner here at the Pennsylvania Convention Center. Since these remarks made by presidents of Penn, MIT, and Harvard, the House Education and Workforce Committee has since launched an official investigation into these universities. And we are keeping a close eye on some of those especially big races for City Council. Districts with open or challenged seats include Philadelphia's 3rd District, 10th District, and City Council at large. All 7 seats for City Council at large are up for election. Temple University is expanding some of its safety efforts, starting with its own police department. I got an exclusive look into what changes are being made to enhance safety for those on the front lines. The Temple University Police Department is making some safety adjustments in the wake of Sergeant Christopher Fitzgerald's death. As gun violence and crime remain prevalent near campus, Temple University officers have returned to work, now in 2 partner capacities. Officer Linetti says that doubling up on patrols is beneficial to the team in terms of comfort and safety.
There's multiple different times where a single officer, you have to wait for your backup to get there and something could potentially get out of control. And just in patrolling itself, you're able to see more because you have another set of eyes in the car. He's looking left, I'm looking right, you know.
Beyond Temple Police, the Philadelphia Police Department deploys single officer vehicles, in addition to other patrol wagons and their tactical units. Temple Vice President of Public Safety Jennifer Griffin says that this is a common practice nationwide, and Temple Police is making these changes based on patrol coverage, the response time for officers, and other deployment strategies. Now, Jennifer Griffin says Campus Safety Services will continue to evaluate this new strategy throughout the rest of the spring semester and plan to make adjustments as needed. Thousands of people from across the Philadelphia area gathered in the heart of Germantown on Sunday for the first ever Philly Flannel Fest.
We got over 2,000 people registered to wear flannels on a Sunday and hang out with us.
Guests of all ages dressed to impress for the occasion, sporting their own flannels while enjoying local vendors, food and drinks, and live music. Braid Mill, a textile factory turned collaborative workspace, opened its doors in January. Brothers Seth and Matt Shippon co-own the space and host events throughout the year.
We're bringing together creatives, entrepreneurs, small businesses to build a tightly knit community, and we're excited to see it continue to grow.
The Barbecue Clubhouse is one of the small businesses that seek out public events like the Flannel Fest.
We don't have a set location yet. We typically try to find events that's happening around the city. So I'm trying to bring Midwestern barbecue because that's where I'm from, grew up in, and bring it here to Philadelphia.
The event came to life thanks to local marketing and event agency Live 24 Hours.
Our best year so far. We've done over 20 events this year, and it's just been amazing to see what's possible when you just really believe it, really see it. Things like the Flannel Fest coming out.
For more on Braid Mill and upcoming events scheduled during the holiday season, make sure to visit TempleUpdate.com. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Maggie Fitzgerald. Just learned from police this morning that the car stolen during the invasion was found on Tuesday. I also have new information from the victims about what happened that traumatic morning, how the robbers got in, and what they did inside.
Well, the first newscaster that came out with the story was like, oh, that someone knocked on the door and then a roommate went and let them in. Like, that's not what happened.
Early Friday morning, 2 masked men broke into an off-campus apartment on the 1300 block of North 15th Street. Local news reports have claimed that the residents let them into the building, but the victims say the suspects walked through the outdoor gate that was left broken for months, and then broke through the front door. Students Autumn and Helen were among the first to be woken up by the suspects, one armed with a gun.
Helen's rooms are like right next to each other, so they were kind of going back and forth until they figured out, then they moved everyone.
The armed suspect stayed in Autumn's room as she and the other robber went up to each floor of the apartment in search of the other students. The suspect took a knife from the victim's kitchen to hold at Autumn's back as they woke up the rest of the students.
And I almost thought it was a joke, I didn't know what was going on. And I just remember him talking to Autumn, and he was like, she thinks it's a joke, make her get up.
6 female residents, 3 of their boyfriends, and 2 female friends were held hostage in this basement.
They asked for my phone charger, so I thought at this point we were just being robbed, so I was just gonna hand everything over and hopefully they were gonna leave. But then once they used my phone charger to tie him up, I was I knew this is gonna be not just a it was gonna go on.
The suspects asked the victims if they had any drugs. Emma said the men were not prepared to leave empty-handed.
In my opinion, that when they realized we definitely do not have drugs in the house, they were flustered.
The armed suspect stayed with the victims in the room while the others searched through the home for valuables.
There was a gun to my head. He was in my face I'm gonna comply, and that's the best thing we could have done.
One victim had her car keys in her purse, and the suspects left with her 2015 Lincoln sedan. The suspects locked the students in the basement before leaving, but left their laptops downstairs with them, so they were able to contact friends and family to call the police.
It's sad that I knew what was happening. I knew to give them my phone. I knew to offer them whatever I had in my room.
After numerous requests for the gate lock to be fixed, the victims say their landlords finally did fix the lock, but it was too late.
They fixed the gate before we even got home from the police station that morning.
Luckily, none of the students were physically harmed. The victims urged the university to devote more attention to off-campus safety.
We're only 4 blocks off campus. It's just kind of mind-boggling to me that that's the aspect they're taking when in reality they're a university with over 30,000 kids.
As of this morning, the suspects are still at large. Yet the police told us the stolen car was located just 1 block outside of Temple Police's patrol zone. Reporting live for Temple Update, I'm Maggie Fitzgerald.